Hi folks, Rich here, a bit late at night, but I've just seen a comment from Dave Strat Cat. Hi Dave Strat Cat. And he asks, how do I flip my gear and how do I post things out? And I thought, do you know what, I'll just do a super quick vid on this whilst I'm thinking about it. So, here in the UK, I sell guitars, I use eBay mostly. Not ideal, 13.75% in fees is galling, really, but you reach a massive audience providing you can post. If you put collection only, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. So in terms of packaging, if you haven't got a guitar box, that's a real proper pain. But I tended to use, I've got some packaging boxes I bought for something else, but I'll bubble wrap multiple times. I use a lot of bubble wrap around the body, around the neck separately. I'll then put some card over the body, both sides, and around the neck, bubble wrap it again. Really got to be pack it in tightly. And then whatever box you use, even if you butcher one out of multiple boxes, which is a pain, I use a lot of packing tape. The stuff that looks more like sellotape is stronger than the brown tape, but much stickier. So that is my tip for that. You must make sure that the box that you put it in is packed out well with more bubble wrap or newspaper or something so it can't move around. So that's if you haven't got a guitar box, of course. So eBay will reach a huge audience. If you put collection only, you're limiting it and you really struggle. In terms of courier, I always use Parcel Force 48, which is 2 days, or Parcel Force 24 sometimes, which is 1 day. You're insured up to £150 with Parcel Force, just as standard. You can take it into a post office and they deal with it for you from there. It's easy to do. Put your address on the outside, take it in, they'll weigh it, they'll tell how much it costs, and they'll put a label on it and away it goes. And it varies in cost between about £12 and £16, depends on how heavy it is. My tip on eBay, I never charge the full amount. It puts people off a little bit. I think a lot of people do, and that's fine. But when I sell guitars, I sell them at prices that they're going to sell for, because I see people listing things on eBay frequently and they're on there for ages because they're unrealistic about the price. And then when you add on top of that £20 delivery or more, I think it just puts people off. You either want to sell your guitar or you don't. If you do, I always put it on a sensible price. So this one here that I've just bought for £250 is a sensible price. Yes, it came with a hard case, which is an unexpected bonus. If I was selling this on eBay, I wouldn't put it for, well, I'd always put an auction. I never do a buy it now or best offer. Yes, some people go for that and they like it because it's just a price and away you go, but most people want to think they might get a bargain. A number of times in the past, I put something on as a buy it now and left it for a few days or maybe a week impatiently and not really got any takers. And then I put it on an auction and it's actually gone for more than I put it on for as just a buy it now price, because people think they might get a deal. So if I was selling that, for example, on eBay, I would put a start bid on, let's say, £199, and that will get people's interest. I'll put the postage on at £9.99. Keep it under that £10 kind of barrier. It'll cost me more than that, but again, people are okay with it. If I really want to get rid of something of interest, I'll put it as free post, even though it's going to cost me. So, but that pricks up people's ears. And I always put in the listing as well, Parcel Force 48 courier, because that's much better than Every or Yodel. Christ, I mean, Every's awful. No one wants that. So you're pointing out the fact you're using a decent courier. And I might even put in the listing, I am using a decent courier, folks, and it's costing me the money. So eBay, yeah, good for getting a big audience, but you pay fees. If you use Facebook Marketplace, you can have success, but it's a nightmare for scammers. God Christ, the number of waste of time is not just guitars, all sorts of things. It's a real minefield. Cameron Baker, hi Cameron, if you're watching, he bought my ML3 Pro Traditional off me a week or so ago, and I wasn't convinced that he was a real person. And as he was on his way driving here, and I just had a message and said, don't bother, because I thought it was a scam, but he didn't see it, and he turned up, and luckily he was a real person. Really nice guy as well, talented, can sing and play guitar, and he's got my old ML3 Pro Traditional, which is a beautiful guitar. But generally speaking, Facebook Marketplace, I'm just not bothering with anymore, shying away from it. Just any user groups that you might be on Facebook, so check my user group. I've advertised a few things on there. Have I sold any actually through it? I've had some inquiries. In fact, actually, Cameron No, you might just be on Facebook. But yeah, so you can do it through user groups. That might be helpful. Then there's Reverb, the Reverb website. Their fees on Reverb are less than Facebook Marketplace. But me personally, I've not really had any success. Have I sold anything on Reverb? Maybe I sold one actually. Yeah, it's funny. It's a place for musicians specifically, and not just guitars. But it's not been as fruitful for me. Now Alex, hi Alex, Metal Alex, he's a Reverb man and he does well. Now he's got a shop on there. Maybe I just haven't tried it for long enough. I don't know. Gumtree, wouldn't bother with that. That's just scam galore. Just an absolute waste of time. So it's a bit old-fashioned in some ways, I suppose. Sticking with eBay, it's a pain in the arse. The fees are terrible, and they only protect the buyer. If you send, I mean, I remember years ago I sent out, I sold a golf club on eBay, and I gave the option of a non-tracked service or a tracked service, and different costs, and someone chose the non-tracked one, even though I had a receipt to say I'd physically posted it, and they said it didn't turn up. You can't prove it either way, and eBay just immediately took the money out of my PayPal account back then and gave it back to the person. You know, they could have actually had the product for all I know, and said they hadn't received it. So yeah, as a seller through eBay, you're stuffed really. They don't care about you at all. It's all about the buyer. So make sure you parcel things properly and package it well and send it on a decent courier, and you should be okay. One thing I would say about Parcel Force 48 or Parcel Force, whatever, you can pay for additional insurance for more. So I recently sent a guitar off over £500, and with the insurance it's going to cost more than 30 quid. But however, if you look at the insurance through Parcel Force, which I've used before, it's almost not worth the paper it's written on. Honestly, it was such a hassle trying to get anything back previously on one. It was a golf club a long time ago, and I didn't get back what it was worth. It was just a ball ache, so I never bother. And touch wood, I've sent lots and lots and lots and lots of all sorts through Parcel Force and had very, very few problems with them, so it's well worth it. So Dave, Strat Cat, that is how I bump things on generally. I'm sure other people might do different things or have different successes on Reverb or different success on Facebook Marketplace, but that's generally how I do it, really. Yeah. And where do I buy from? Similar, really. eBay, because you're protected as the buyer. It's a lot better. I will have a look on Facebook Marketplace as well. I've bought a few things off there as a buyer. It's okay if you know you're not an idiot yourself or a scammer, of course. You can find some good things on Facebook Marketplace, and also Reverb as well. So there you go. That's it. Let me know what your experience, but that's mine. If you need any more detail than that, hopefully that's enough. But if you need some more, please let me know. Okay, bye-bye.